Let's get sweaty.
Hey guys, welcome to this rather impromptu Shenmue Dojo video. I just thought I'd chuck this one out, came across my head, thought why the hell not. People may have seen either yesterday or today, there was an article posted around talking about Sonic the Hedgehog and the success there and the potential of SEGA remasters, reboots, etc. Now, it's done the rounds through many of the well-known gaming channels, I guess. And I wanted to bring it up and then discuss the possibility of Shenmue and how it may fit in here. So first and foremost, let me show the article for everybody to just have a see. Now, this is coming off of Dual Shockers. And the title is very simple. It says, President says reboots of classic SEGA games could be coming, especially Sonic. Now, reboots is a difficult one because obviously Shenmue has been revived. But just park that for the minute. So he talks about Sonic quite a lot. And he says that more reboots and remakes of classic SEGA games could be finding their way back to consoles if the top executive at the company has his way. And then it goes into say, basically addressing the issue of reboots, talks to Sonic as one that could be ripe for rebooting. So Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, please, if you're watching this. But anyway, ignore that. And then it goes into Sam de Amigo and sort of why that's come about and saying it's a new title in the series, etc. And this paragraph here is quite interesting. He said that SEGA takes the ideas of reboots and remakes into account when setting the course for IP, although again singled out Sonic as the prime example. Of course, we have to do new things with all IPs. We don't have new works or reboots, he explained. We will develop while selecting which is appropriate at this time for each IP, such as the best way to do this IP. Again, there is a lot of centering around Sonic. And I could also rule out pretty much here that they're not going to revive Shenmue because Shenmue has already been technically revived. It then more sort of centers around, for me, is there a potential here for a remake of the original two games? Now, what we do know from back in the day is that obviously Shenmue was revived through the Kickstarter, Shenmue 3 was released, and in between that we got Shenmue 1 and 2 HD. But what we didn't get was the cancelled remaster, which was alleged to have been cancelled around 2017-ish. So is there scope there potentially for something like that to be remastered or brought back for Shenmue, just as a thought? You also have the DMP project, which is a fan-based mod project that's obviously working behind the scenes. But could that all mesh together and the timing work and we get a remake of Shenmue 1 and 2? Now, the first question around it is, would I have one? Yes, of course I would, absolutely. I discussed in another video recently that there are risk factors attached to that. Number one is financial. Number two is the fact you are restarting the story again. So it could be the whole joke. The story goes on again, sort of thing. And also the next thing around it is who would be involved. Now, I would take a SEGA remake of Shenmue 1 and 2 in a heartbeat, but I'd like Yu Suzuki involved with it. So when you think of the anime as probably the benchmark of how I'd like to see this thing potentially done, I'd like him around in an advisory capacity, essentially as things are put together. He advises what he wants here, X, Y, and Z, that certain characters must come across a certain way. And he was he wasn't hands-on with the anime, but at certain points they'd go to him and go, right, we're shooting a scene, what do you think? And he'd advise changes, they'd be put in, and then away you go. So with Shenmue, I'd envisage something similar in terms of games. That could well be a path forward. Give it the Kiwami treatment, and it could work, potentially. But Yu Suzuki would, for me, have to be involved with this thing. The hard question is there scope for this? And is there a market for it? I don't know. I really don't know. It depends on how they presented it, I guess. Would they have to make Shenmue more action-packed, but without going too far down the Yakuza route? Because that's not what we want, because we don't want Shenmue to lose its soul. But this is why I'd want Yu Suzuki involved, because he would ensure that Shenmue wouldn't lose its soul if they tried to modernise it and push it forward in a slightly different direction to make it more palatable to more modern audiences, which, if this thing worked, all of a sudden the doors smashed open and we could be getting sequels left, right and centre. Or, it could work. It could work. Maybe it's a pipe dream. And I should have said at the top of the video here, it's probably a pipe dream. But for me, Yu Suzuki has to be involved. So like I said, it's a brief video. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there. But guys, you guys on the ground, what do you think about this? Could a Shenmue remake be done, given the current comments from the Sega president? Would you want one to be done? And would Yu Suzuki have to be involved with this? Give us a comment. I'll pick some up as we go, and maybe do another video on some of the comments to see where we end up. But guys, thank you again for watching the content, and I'll be back with another video towards the weekend. But for now, guys, take care and have a good one.